The release of the Tier 4 rigs did caught me by surprise. I honestly did not expect to see them this soon, but they have been added in the last update, and that means I will have to change all of my rigs on all of my ships. Now, I have been using the Stratios for exploration in the last week or so, and with pretty good results. This ship is actually really good for this job, and so far I actually felt a lot safer flying this ship for exploration than the Astra. This ship has pretty good defenses, and it can be a threat even to the ships that might be hiding inside of the data sites. Now, one thing that I will have to improve is the minimum scan radius. I want to have this on 42 or 46 meters, basically the same stats on the Astra. Now, as you could see, I still don't have a nanocore on this ship. Basically, I am waiting for the next Concord pass to see what type of core we will get. Hopefully, the core will be good. I would still go for a tanky nanocore on the Stratios. Tank or speed, not quite sure which one I will pick. Now, one more thing that has been added in the latest update is a new ship in the tech tree. Let me quickly show you what I'm talking about. It is a very interesting little ship, and honestly this is very sneaky because this wasn't mentioned in the patch notes. The Enforcer, well, the Enforcer prototype is now in the Calderi tech tree. This is a tier 7 covertops cruiser, and basically all the stats are very similar to the stats in EVE Online. This ship also has a very nice hull design. They are very pretty ships, and I'm very surprised to see that this little thing has skins for it. So that tells me that this Enforcer might be a playable ship in the very near future. I would say maybe we might get to fly this ship at the anniversary. That's just my guess. And here you can take a look at the bonuses. Basically, I would say the stats are roughly the same as in EVE Online. I think some of the stats for the prototype are a little bit lower. The non-prototype version of this ship will have some pretty good stats. Now this thing can be both a shield or armor tank, which is very nice, and the overall stats of this thing look pretty solid. It can fit a Sino and it can fit a covertops cloaking device. So this is practically a fusion between the Stratios and between the Ortus. So yeah, I will definitely fly this thing when it gets released. Hopefully it will be released. Not really sure why else it would be added to the tech tree. But yeah, this is a very sneaky thing that has been added in the last update. It even has a pretty good description, which is very detailed, and all that points out, all this points that this might be a playable ship. I really hope that it will be playable, because currently I'm very excited for this thing. And hopefully we get the Marshal and the Pacifer in the anniversary patch. Who knows, maybe that is the next thing that might be added. But the ship is located over here at the tier 7 cruisers, and I'm just checking to see if there is something else hidden here, but it looks like it's only that one covertops cruiser that has been added. Very sneaky. This actually might even be a Easter egg for the upcoming updates, that's my guess at least. And yeah, I actually really like that they added that little ship there. So sneaky. Well, I guess it's a covertop ship after all, so it has been added in a very sneaky way. Okay, well, let's go and do some exploration with the Stratios. Now, this is a very interesting site. This is a command center, one of the more rare sites that you might find, and this is in lowsec. This site had 3 signals that I had to match, so it was a little bit difficult to scan, but in the end it wasn't a big problem. Now, I usually go for the most expensive box. In this case, that would be the mainframe, but the command tower was a little bit closer, so I went after that one. And so far, I hope that this site will give me a decent amount of ISK. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention, with the latest update, the price for Tier 1 and Tier 2 blueprints, as well as Tier 3 blueprints for rigs, has been increased, because the demand for the blueprints has been increased in order to produce the Tier 4 blueprints. You have to use the Tier 1 and Tier 2 as well as the Tier 3 blueprints, which is a good thing. Now, exploration can give you a little bit more ISK if you end up finding a lot of low tier blueprints. Now, I have a lot of them, and I will sell most of them when the time is right. I have over 100 plus blueprints for practically every single rig, which is to be expected, because after all I do exploration very often. Now, this map and this station looks really nice. I always like to admire the game when I go and do the exploration roam. It's really relaxing, and well, here you can take a look at how it looks when I turn off the overview. Honestly, the map design is really good, and I haven't seen a station like that in a very long time, which is perfect for some very good screenshots. A little bit risky because I am in low sec, but I should be good. This region of the game is usually quiet at this hour. And let me go after the cloak, because I have collected all the boxes. I think I did, and the site has disappeared. 578 million ISK in the cargo, not bad. Let's go towards the next site.
Warp drive active.
Usually I go do exploration for 1 hour every day. Sometimes I increase that to a couple hours, depends on what I'm doing throughout the day. And we have another very nice site. Let's go after the command tower. My apologies, let's go after the mainframe. The mainframe is actually the closest box. Now, the previous station was quite big. This station here is smaller, and it kind of looks abandoned. Now, I really wish that they would add ships spawning in after you start opening the boxes. That would be a little bit more dynamic, and I would say a little bit more fun. The first box was opened very quickly. I did notice one thing while flying the Stratios. With the Astro, For some reason, I open all boxes and I practically did not blow up any box with the Astro. However, with this ship, I actually did blow up a lot of boxes lately. Not quite sure why that's the case. Both ships have the same bonus on exploration. Both ships have the same modules, but the Astro is opening boxes a lot more successful. Not really sure what's up with that. I think that's just the the luck that I have with the Astro. After all, that ship did bring a lot of ISK in the last year. Okay, well, we have another site and we have a lot of traffic in system. Let me quickly scan and see what I can find. Okay, we have one Drake and one Prophecy Command. Now, I think those two ships are inside of a mission, so they most likely will not come to this site, which means I should be safe. However, I might be wrong, but I will keep an eye on the PvP overview just in case anything happens. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. Okay, this is a big site. First box has been opened. Okay, let's go after the next one. And now every blueprint that you find is going to be a lot more expensive. I did see one blueprint go from 1600 ISK to over 2 million, a tier 1 blueprint. So yeah, the price went up by a lot. And it's a really good thing for players who like to go and do exploration. You can find tier 1 and tier 2 blueprints in high-sec systems, which should technically make high-sec sites a little bit more profitable. And from personal experience, I find a lot of sites. Okay, that was a nice box. Let's go after the next one. Now today I will be roaming in low sec, because that's where I found the most sites in the last couple days. However, the high sec sites that I did stumble upon also were pretty good. Now, if only the developers would release the other faction analyzers, that will help a lot. Would also help to reduce the price of the current analyzers, because at the moment they are really expensive. Over 1 billion ISK for the two modules that I use at the moment. Which is a little bit ridiculous if you ask me, but in the long run it does pay off really well. Now, this is not a good situation that I got myself into. I got stuck inside of the structure. Let me quickly burn out and then let me continue towards the last box. The two ships are still inside of the encounter that they are running. Perhaps I will go and swap into the Ortus and go and shoot down the two ships. Depends if I finish the site on time. This should be the last box. And also a fun fact, Astro usually opens the boxes within the first 3 tries. This ship sometimes takes a very long time to open the box. Now, I think that's just my luck with this ship. Both Astro and the Stratios have literally the same stats for exploration. So that's something that I noticed. It's funny, but it's a thing, I guess. We'll have to find a solution to that. Perhaps I need to make the Stratios more lucky. Who knows? Okay, that was actually a pretty good sight. I got a lot of blueprints from that one. Let's go towards the next one. Regional nation didn't really catch what
Warp
name
drive
was.
active.
Oh, regional nation mainframe. Okay, so this is now in Sancha space. I haven't been here in a very long time. The autopilot did lead me towards this system, and looks like we have some sites nearby. However, I will go after the mainframe. I also like how the ship loves to fly between all the different rocks and all the different objects. And this would actually prevent me from cloaking in case something did jump in, which is something that is not a good, not a good thing to happen. Let me take the chance to make some really good looking screenshots. After all, this is a pretty big display on this tablet. And well, what did I tell you a couple minutes ago about the Stratios destroying boxes? That's the first box that I have destroyed, at least in this video. Unfortunately, that was the most expensive one as well. So yeah, who knows what was inside of that box. If this was the Astro, it would open the box in the first attempt. Let me go after the next one. Well, this is actually the last box of this site. The last box in this site. Although I will not complain much, because I already have pretty good loot inside of the cargo on this ship. Now, what do we have here? Okay, that's something that I am not going to be doing right now. Let's go after the second signal. Might be something good. Oh, okay. Well, we have another site. Let's warp towards the location.
Warp drive active.
This is still inside Sancha space. I forgot what type of blueprints I can find over here. I think I should be able to find mining rigs and warp core optimizers, not really sure. We have 4 boxes. The command tower is the most important one. I will go after that one first. It also happens to be the closest one. Okay, within range, let's orbit. Hopefully, the Stratios will not destroy this box. it turns out the Astra might be the best ship for exploration, just because the Astra did not destroy any box since the last big balance patch. While the Stratios is not, you know, wasn't performing that well in that case. Okay, decoded. Not bad. Let's go after the next box. Now, as you can see, local is mostly clear. I usually try to run the sites when the local is clear, although not many ships can break the tank of the Stratios. Not many ships that can camp the site can do that. I can easily deal with a bomber. I can easily deal with a PvP Astra. Those are the most common ships that you will find inside of the data sites. But in my case, I usually scan when it's clear, and that seems to be the best option. Sometimes, when the local is not clear, I do scan, but in most cases it's smooth, as you can see. Okay, let's go towards the next site. Now I am inside Blood Raider space. We have Regional Blood Raider Data Fortress. Okay, this should be fun.
Warp drive active.
Still using the same build? Yep, still the same build, okay. Just checking the modules in case I did change something. Okay, we have one command tower and one mainframe. I think I will go after the mainframe first. After all, it's the closest and most valuable box. Local is clear. Okay, everything seems to be going as planned. And I would still say that one of the best feelings in this game is finding a site far away in a very deep low sec system, and when you start opening the boxes while the local is clear, basically one of the most relaxing things in the game. Now of course the loot has to be good in order to get the best feeling possible, but it's still very relaxing, and I can literally do this all day. I usually like to play the EVE official soundtrack while I run exploration. It gives the game a very nice feel, and again, it's super relaxing. A very nice change if you do a lot of PvP and if you want to take a little break from PvP. But in my case, I love PvP and I love to blow up ships, so I do that every day. Next site we have Decayed Blood Raider Particle Accelerator. Yesterday we have destroyed around, I think, around 50 ships in nullsec with the revelation. Was pretty good.
Warp drive
we
active.
caught a lot of very nice battleships. Okay, we have, oh, blood blood raider remains. That's the first box that I'm going after. Hopefully it will be a good one. Local is clear. Okay, optimal situation. Now, last time I did talk about my plans to start building the blueprints into rigs and actually sell them. Didn't really decide about that at the moment. Now imagine if I destroyed this box. Okay, it did open it in the end. That was close. And of course some very nice tier 3 blueprints. Okay. Now I can go and open the other boxes. I did take a look at the price for the materials that I need for the rig integrations, and they're actually pretty close to the value of the actual rig. Now I have a lot of materials laying around from exploration, from PvP, all that did slowly build up in my station. So I think I will sell a big portion of the materials on the market. Basically, I will keep the blueprints and I will basically wait for the material price to go down. Then when that happens, if that happens, I will buy the materials, and with the materials I will build the rigs and then sell the rigs. Hopefully the price will be good. A lot of the rig integration blueprints that I have cost around 90 to couple billion ISK, and I have a lot of them, so basically I can make a lot of ISK from those rigs that I can build. I will just wait for the right moment to do that. Although ISK for me is not the problem at the moment. I just don't know what to expect on the anniversary. That's the thing that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I have no idea what to expect. I know it's going to be
Warp
fun,
drive active.
and I personally expect the new ship to be available. But what if they release the new faction that everyone was talking about on the release of the game? That would be a very big surprise, and I want to have enough ISK to buy those ships because they're very interesting. If you remember the original space banana from the beta test, man, I actually really like that destroyer. One of my favorite ships. Definitely one of my favorite ships. I had so much fun with it on the beta test. And this system actually has one outpost. Okay. This outpost wasn't present in this system a couple days ago, so it's a fresh outpost. Interesting. Well, that means it should be fun. Okay, let me go after the Blood Raider Remain box. As usual. That was fast. Decoded immediately. Okay. And some nice blueprints inside. Let me go after the other boxes. Now I did go and empty my cargo hold. I had around 2.5 billion. I just had that bad feeling that something might happen to the ship, so just in case, I have unloaded the cargo, and I did continue with the exploration. Two more boxes remain. So far pretty good. I am definitely not going to complain about today's exploration room, although I might sound a little bit tired. That's actually true. It's actually 2 a.m. At the current time of me recording this, so I might sound a little bit sleepy. So my apologies for that. It was a very long day. And the last box, let's quickly open this one up. Overall, a pretty decent site. Now, after I finish with this exploration room, I will go and gather all of my blueprints that I have. We'll put them in the cargo holds of the Stratios, and I'm going straight to Ita to sell that, because the prices are slowly going up, and I definitely want to sell all of the blueprints at a decent price. Finally, I can use the blueprints for something. Was waiting for a moment like this for a very long time. Now, this is actually very funny because I might destroy this box. Well, last attempt remains, and that was actually very funny. So I instantly opened the remain box, but did not open the rubble box. Well, that's fine. 21 million, not bad. Let's go after the next site.
Warp drive active.
Crumbling Blood Raider Colony. Basically, one site on every system that I visit, which is pretty good. I like the new respawn rate of the sites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Blood Raider debris boxes. Okay. Let me go after the first one. This is a big site. And also a very big station. A local is clear. First box decoded. Okay. Let's quickly go towards the next one. One thing that I can see myself doing in this game is running exploration inside wormholes. Now that's going to be exciting. And I personally cannot wait for wormholes, because the Stratios will be very busy inside wormholes. The loot inside of them should be pretty good. And something that I noticed, most of the sites that I stumbled upon use the relic analyzer. So if you want to save ISK on the analyzers, then I would say go buy the most expensive relic analyzer, but you can save ISK on the data analyzer, because I noticed not many sites use the data analyzer. most are actually relic sites. Or that might be just my luck with finding the relic sites. I do find data sites, but the vast majority seems to be the relic sites. Although I still did go and buy the most expensive modules, the most expensive analyzers to be more accurate, because it did really pay off. I made a lot of ISK with those expensive modules. Okay, we have 2 more boxes left. One is close, the other one is 70 kilometers away from me. Okay, the box has been opened. Let's go after the last box. Local should be clear, but I did scan just in case. Overall, a very successful exploration run so far. Definitely a lot better than before. There is still room for improvement, but it's actually really fun now. For example, I don't have to worry about not finding any sites. I find sites everywhere now, and that's very nice. Decayed Blood Raider Mine. Okay, we have another relic site. Let's warp.
Warp drive active.
I thought about swapping the red scanner into one scrambler, but from personal experience I did find the red scanner a lot more useful. Oh, we have Blood Raider remains. I will go after the Blood Raider remains as usual. Although honestly, sometimes I think that I should leave the most expensive box for the last box, because if I have bad luck, then I will spend the bad luck on the first box. I will destroy the first box, but according to that logic, I should be able to open the most expensive one. But that's just me, you know, trying to trick the randomness of opening the boxes. Well, I got some metal scraps. At least it opened the box in the first attempt. Cannot be mad at that. It opened it at the first attempt. Well, that must be some very expensive metal scraps. Probably metal scraps of a Barghest or Nestor. Let's go after the next one. Hopefully the other boxes will give me something more useful. Sometimes this happens. It's okay. I am not really complaining about that, honestly. So far it's a pretty good run. So even if I don't get good loot from 1 or 2 sites, it's really not going to affect a lot, because I already found around 2.5 billion ISK throughout the roam. 2 more boxes left, and I think I'll actually make a lot more ISK after I check the actual prices, because currently the estimates are way lower than the actual market price, because the price did skyrocket after after the update, after they have released the new rigs. So maybe looking at, let's say, 3 billion ISK, I would say 4, but I think I'll be a little bit generous, and I'll just say 3 billion at the moment. Again, we'll have to check the prices of every single blueprint that I have. If lucky, then I will make a lot of ISK. If not lucky, well, I will still make ISK. So in the end, it really is a win-win situation. Now, I haven't been flying this ship for exploration in null at the moment. For that, I want to improve the blue scanner. Basically, I want to have 42 meter minimum scan radius in order to be able to find basically all sites that nullsec has to offer. Okay, we have one more Sancha site, and we have one ship in system. Okay, that seems to be a cruiser or battlecruiser, most likely running a mission, so
Warp
I
drive
should be
active.
safe. However, I will cloak just in case. Just in case if that was a bait ship. We have one more player in local. Now the red scanner can tell me if the system is clear. The red scanner can tell me if there is a ship inside of a mission. Can also help me identify the location of the players inside of the system. For example, if you have couple ships, couple players in system, but the scanner shows that there is nothing on scan, and you have a station, then they could be docked or they could be cloaked somewhere. If there is no station in the system and there is nothing on the scanner, but you have couple players in local, then they are 100% cloaked. And if you have a site inside of the system, and if there is no stations around, and if there is a player in local but the scanner shows nothing, then most likely the player is inside of the data or relic site. That can help you survive inside of the sites. Basically, can help you at avoiding hunters inside of the sites. In my case, so far, 100% accuracy. Now this one box was decoded, but the other boxes seem to be intact. So whoever was scanning here did not have a expensive scanner, and obviously did not fly a Sister of Eve ship. Sister of Eve ships and other exploration frigates get a very nice bonus on strength on the analyzers, which will help you at opening boxes with the less expensive analyzers. Okay, I have opened the 2 remaining boxes. Now let's cloak and take range. Next site we have We have a data site, I believe,
Warp
still
drive
inside
active.
of the Sancha space. Local nation data terminal, okay. That's a data site. My personal favorites are relic sites, not quite sure why, but I like to do relic sites a lot. Okay, we have one command tower and 3 info shards. This should be quick. I will go after the command tower, or comm tower, but I like to call it command tower. I have 13 attempts to open it. Local seems clear, everything seems clear. Okay, first box decoded, let's go after the next one. Accidentally clicked on the blue scanner. It's actually interesting. When you are inside of the site and when you scan for a second time, you will actually get the signature of the site that you are in, which doesn't happen in PvP. In PvP, if you scan while with the ship that you want to hunt, you will not get a notification. Of course, if you're cloaked. If you're not cloaked and if you scan, well, they will most likely warp away. Okay, let's go after the last box. So far, really solid. Okay, well, might actually... Okay, never mind. Thought that I was about to destroy this box as well. That was a very nice sight. Let's cloak, and now let's take range. Let's go after the next side. We have one player in local.
Warp drive active.
Blood Raider small shipyard. Now the scanner was clear, so there's a high chance that the player is inside of the site. I will wait to see what happens. Also pretty good to use the scanner to scare off players inside of the system. Now I will tell you a little trick that you can do if you have the Stratios or practically any other covert ops cruiser that you want to use for exploration. Equip a pretty good blue scanner and of course pretty good modules for exploration, but equip a bad red scanner. Basically use the Mark 5 scanner or Mark 7 red scanner for scanning, because that way you will actually notify the other ships that you have scanned, and that actually might make them leave the system, or that might make them dock, which is pretty good if you want to have the system for yourself. That way you can actually make them believe that you are a PvP cruiser, a PvP Stratios. So they will most likely not mess with your ship if you scan and if they get the scan notification. And that is something that I thought about trying out. So far, I did not try it out, but it's a very interesting little thing that you can do. Basically, you can use the red scanner to clear the system from hunters, to clear the system from any player that, might be doing anything else in the system, and then you can explore without worrying about other ships interrupting your exploration roam. That's one way how to do this, I guess. Okay, that was quick. Everything looted. Now let's take range and let's cloak. Crumbling Blood Raider explosive debris. Well, this should be fun. Now we all know that at the moment the explosive debris don't actually explode.
Warp drive active.
However, that might be changed at one point, so yeah. Always be careful, because you never know when things can be changed. Personally, I'm definitely looking forward for any change for the exploration sites. I would like to see them being more dangerous, and of course I would love to see them more dynamic with the NPC ships spawning in when you start opening the boxes. First box opens. Okay, let's go after the next one. So far, maybe around 3.1, 3.2 billion, which is pretty good. Last week I made 11.7 billion, something like that. I don't know. I counted basically the best possible scenario for the loot. Probably on average around 8 billion, I would say. Maybe 7, depends on the market, I guess. Which is still pretty good, I would say. 7 billion for 2 days of scanning. Not bad. However, I would still like to see that 11 billion. A very nice combination is to run PvP and exploration at the same time. Basically, you can get the blueprints from exploration while you get the materials from PvP. And then you combine that and you practically get even more ISK. There is a lot of choices to make ISK in the game. Or in this case, a lot of choices how to destroy the boxes. And this Stratios is a master at blowing up boxes. And this does not happen with the Astro. The Astro just does not blow up boxes. A very funny moment. And both ships have the same stats and the same bonuses on exploration. We have 2 more boxes left. Okay, and the last box. I actually did fall asleep once in the Stratios, although that was the PvP Stratios. I usually like to cloak at the
Autopilot
gate and
engaged.
wait to see what jumps in, and couple times I did fall asleep cloaked, which
Warp.
was really funny. Okay, well that was a very nice roam with the Stratios. Now I will go and pick up all of my blueprints, and I will bring all of those blueprints to Yita because it is time to make some ISK, and currently all the blueprint prices are going up, so definitely going to try to maximize that. So with that being said, hope that you enjoyed. Stay safe, fly safe, and I'll see you next time.